We're in Thailand to take care of the Thais. The Thais aren't here to take care of us. Where am I today? I don't really know. I put some gasoline in the car and I decided to go for a drive. I'm about 10 kilometers from where I live and I've got no money. There's a lot of people that criticize YouTubers for not having money. I've heard it, you know, fellas that come to Thailand on a shoestring and live on a shoestring and whatever it may be, but I have no money. And the whole point of this video is to highlight what happens when you've no money. My wife and I had a discussion last night and she was heated in her utterances, but I was receptive to her utterances. And while she was erupting into her volcanic stream of anger, she mentioned the fact that she thought, when we met, that she thought I had money. Now that's almost verbatim, I can't remember exactly, but it's almost verbatim. But she did say, I thought you had money. But I think she said, when we met, I thought you had money. It reminds me of Jimmy Carr. He finished a show one night, went out the stage door, and there were people waiting. One girl rushed up to him and she said, I thought you were younger. And he said, I was. So I should have said to my wife, and she said to me, when I met you, I thought you had money, and I could have said, I did. Because I didn't come to Thailand empty-handed. And I'm not sitting in Thailand empty-handed. I have money, but not enough to live a lavish kind of lifestyle. It's the basic stuff for me. It's the joy of living here. You see, a morning like this morning, see, I've done this before. When I left school in Ireland, I couldn't get a job. That was 1983. And I spent about a year with absolutely no money, absolutely no income. I was 19 years old, so I was still living at home with my parents. But they didn't supplement me in any way, shape or form. They couldn't afford it. They didn't. And I remember friends of mine on a Friday who were working, bringing me out, didn't want to exclude me, and brought me out to the local pub and subsidised, they paid for me for the night. And I never forgot that, I never will forget that. I had some really good friends back in Dublin years ago. I got a job eventually, well I got many jobs eventually, but anyway, fast forward, oh my God, and a good few years. I ended up working in different towns around Ireland for a company. And I would be stationed for a year or 6 months in any particular one. But I was on a fairly average salary where I could afford somewhere to rent, to live. And I bought a car, and that really crippled me. So on days off, I had a day off during the middle of the week, I used to walk around places like Mullingar. And if you want to know where Mullingar is, it's in the dead centre of Ireland. At that time it was the dead centre of Ireland. I remember walking around the streets of Mullingar, much like I'm doing now today. But the difference is, walk around the streets of a town in Ireland, even in June, even in the summer, but say in the winter, is an absolute pain in the ass. There's nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. There was nothing to do. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm out for a drive, but I'm out for a walk, just seeing what I can see. But the difference in Bangkok is there's plenty to do. There's plenty to see. And that's without having any money. See, one of the things my wife said to me during that eruption was that Thai women think Farang have money, as a fact. And it's not their fault that they have that expectation. It's just that that's probably what happened in the early stages when foreigners started to go to Pattaya in the 1960s, after the Korean War, after the Vietnam War. That's how Pattaya started. It was American servicemen on R&R visiting Pattaya, and that's where it sprung up. And of course they had money. They had money to burn because they had nowhere else to spend it. And the young men, you know. So Thai culture got this into its head that Farang have money. And that's the way she thinks. That's the way she was brought up to think. Back home, it's not necessary. Your relationship isn't as isn't hinged necessarily on finance. Obviously it comes into it, but it's not necessarily. I mean, if I was met a girl in Dublin or New York or wherever, Amsterdam or whatever, money would not be the first thing on her mind necessarily when we first introduce each other to ourselves, or each other to each other. But you can bet your bottom dollar, pardon the pun, that money is very much the focus of attention for a Thai girl when she first meets you. And again, that's not a criticism. I say it is a criticism, but it's not a negative criticism. It's just the way people are. It's just the way society programs them. And yes, you could say that Thai culture is programmed to believe that Farang have money, and if they don't, there's something wrong. Why don't they have money? It's a blot on my copybook with her that I don't have money. She's actually embarrassed by the fact that I don't have money with her family. There's another member of her family, the beer bandit's wife. The beer bandit's wife has, I think it's a brother-in-law who's French. Never met him, never been introduced to him, but I've been told about him. And this is what I've been told about. Her name is, well, I won't give her name, but let's say Julie. Now, her name is not Julie, she's Thai. But let's call her Julie. Julie's family's Farang. Now, I'll say that again. That's apostrophe S, family's, possessive. Julie's family Farang has money. I've been told that. And our family's Farang doesn't have money. Just as a side note, you don't need a lot of money to eat here. I didn't realise this is a restaurant chain. It's a pork restaurant that's open 24 hours a day. In our last video, we were here, not here, but we were in another branch of the chain in Wigwang Market. And now I find another one. The food is excellent, there's no music, and it looks fairly cool in there. So let's reconvene away from the noise of the traffic. Whoops-a-daisy. So that's nice. So yeah, you might say this is the second video in a row where I've come to the same restaurant. It's not the same restaurant, it's a branch of the same restaurant, but the food is absolutely fantastic and it's not expensive. Yesterday cost me, if you watched that video yesterday, that was about the best time to come to Thailand, the climate, the weather in Thailand. It was a grand total with the Pepsi and the food. It came to 82 baht. 82 baht. So you see, if I was walking around the streets of Mullingar today in 2026, trying to find something to do on a shoestring, I wouldn't be eating anything for 82 baht. That's what? It's less than $3. And that's one of the reasons I do things like this. I go for walks, I try to fill in my time. I have a lot of downtime, and rather than sit around watching whatever it is on YouTube or TV, whatever it may be, I prefer to get out and about. I prefer to go for a walk. I am forced to enjoy simplicity. The best things in life are free. I'm forced to enjoy simplicity. And I enjoy it. I really do. I'm goddamn lucky. I'm absolutely lucky to have a wonderful wife. I'm lucky to have a car under my arse. That was one of the first things I bought when I came here, and people criticised me at the time. This is 14 years ago. People criticised me at the time. Why did I go to such an expense? Well, the reason is obvious now. I bought that car for $36,000 in 2013, and it's still there. It's serviced every 6 months, and it's still running like a dream. Camrys go on forever. It's got 110,000 kilometers on the clock. I don't know what that is in miles. You'll have to work it out, but it's 110,000 kilometers on the clock, on the odometer, and it's still there. So that was an investment in my future. And getting married is also an investment into your future, regardless where you are. It's an investment. And we're not talking necessarily about a financial investment, it's just an investment. I'm a lot better off walking around the streets of Bangkok with no money than walking around the streets of anywhere in Europe with no money. That's for darn tootin'. It's wonderful to sit here and talk to you. It's wonderful to have the option to do that. It's wonderful to have a YouTube channel. It's wonderful to be able to communicate with people and share my experiences and share the fact that if you don't have money, if you don't have money in Thailand, like I don't, the worst place you could be Pattaya or Phuket or somewhere like that, where it's entertainment city and you've got to walk along the beach every day, eating stuff like I'm eating now, seeing what's available in terms of entertainment and maybe not being able to partake in it. That would be, well, it wouldn't be torture for me because I'm, as I said before in many other videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Service is always wonderful in this place. As I said, I always get my consommé. I was criticised in my video yesterday with somebody, in fair play to you. I poured too much sauce over the meal, but they've already done it here, you see. That's it there. So there's this is soy sauce, I think, or fish sauce. It's soy sauce. So I'll just dip that first. Hang on. I'll dip my spring onion into that. I wish I had money. I wish I had more money. Of course we all do. But I wish I had enough money to be able to lavish her because she deserves it. And she's angry with me. It's a residual anger, but she doesn't realise it herself, but she vocalises it now and again, like last night, that the residual anger stems from the fact that she has more money than I have. She can operate on a higher plane than I do, and she does. I'm eating here for 80 baht. Yesterday we went out for a family meal to MK Restaurant, which is a fantastic establishment. And she ordered and she ordered and she ordered, and it came out, it was 1,000 baht, give or take, for the meal, and she paid for it. It was her idea. I didn't even want to go. I said, if you want to eat, you eat. And she said, okay, we go. And I said, okay. But it was 1,000 baht. But if we'd come here, this is 80 baht, well, say 100 baht, round it off, 100 baht for me, 100 baht for her. Let's say 100 baht for Harry, 300 baht. That's my realm. That's my realm. That's where I live. That's where I indulge myself in simplicity. And this is quite simple, but it's quite nice. It looks fantastic. I just saw a rat. Jesus Christ. As big as a cat. Anyway, I don't necessarily budget myself, but I don't necessarily live that frugally, but frugally enough. My expenses are we got some pepper here, hang on. This was the culprit yesterday when I nearly reached my demise while eating. A lot of people say to me, if I'm talking about not having any money, why do I drink? I drink because I enjoy it. I enjoy a few beers. And I don't spare the horses when it comes to personal taste. There's a German Thai beer that I drink that's about 62 baht for a large can, and I enjoy that. Gin, I haven't been drinking gin at all recently. I've just gone off and I like the taste of that German beer. The thing is that when you've no money in Thailand and you've built your life here, and every single thing that I have is here, to uproots and go back home or go back to Europe, it would be almost financially impossible. Almost. Anyway, it's not going to happen. Well, because, as I say, you never say never. But I have a 7-year-old son who I adore. I love the bones of him. And there's no way that I could envisage not being there for him. I am glad I'm not a younger man living in Thailand, because I qualify for my Irish state pension in about just over 4 years from now, and she's going to retire. I said that before, at the end of this year, and the Thai state pension is not equivalent by any stretch of the imagination to an Irish state pension. So the tables will turn, and that's what I'm talking about. I've invested in my future, and she's invested for her future. She's asked me on more than one occasion to confirm the fact that I'll be in receipt of my Irish state pension. By the way, some people seem to be a bit confused about the qualification for Irish state pension. It's 520 weeks of stamps, or 520 stamps for the minimum, and that means it's 10 years, 52 weeks in a year, 10 years working, and I have exceeded that and a lot more. So I do qualify for my Irish state contributory pension, and despite what some people are trying to imply, it is payable to Irish citizens overseas. So I'm glad I'm not younger. I'm glad I'm not 50. I'm glad I'm not, although I came here when I was 47, but I'm glad I'm not in my 40s now at this stage, because I'd have so much longer to wait to claim my pension. And surviving on a pension of it works out about 40,000 Thai baht, give or take, a month. To survive on that pension, you wouldn't survive in Patti. You'd have a miserable existence. But we'll be living up in Pontoon. And yeah, I'd have to be frugal, but I'll be able to survive, and so is she, because she owns the house, she owns the land, and she's a Thai citizen, so she can start up something for herself if she wants to. You should, I swear to God, lads, you should get yourself here. I included the logo on the outside. The food is really tasty, and it's very affordable, especially for a Farang who has no money. I would love to be in a position today to lodge 100,000 Thai baht, that's $3,000, 100,000 Thai baht into her bank account. I'd love to be in that position and see the expression on her face and observe the reaction. And you're saying, why should I do that? All Thai women are looking for money. She's not looking for money, she's just anchored the fact that I don't have. And it would take so much pressure off her. I'll highlight this point, by the way. A couple of videos ago, at the start of the video, I pointed out the fact that the beer bandit, her brother, won six and a half grand on the Thai lottery. And I shook his hand and congratulated him. Somebody made a comment. Did he share his winnings? Did he buy a round? No, he didn't. I haven't heard any more of it. No beer was bought. Nothing was forthcoming from him. And this highlights the fact that the Thais expect the Farang to have money. I bought beer for him and his workers the day before. And he wins 6.5 grand. Do you think you turn around and say you have a beer? No way. There's no obligation. As I said on that video, there's no obligation. But this is the mentality. The Farang have money. The way I sum it up is, we're in Thailand to take care of the Thais. The Thais aren't here to take care of us. I'm not saying that the Thais aren't hospitable. Of course they're hospitable. They do take care of you. I've been taken care of in the restaurant here, but because I'm paying for it. I pay for a service, and the service in Thailand, I've said it a million times, surpasses any customer service in Thailand surpasses any degree of customer service I've ever experienced anywhere else in the world. It's top notch here. So you get what you pay for, basically, I suppose. That really hit the spot. Wonderful. I wonder is my SCB app working? Speaking of money, my banking app, I went to get gasoline earlier today and the banking app wasn't working. So I wonder, is it working now? I meant to get cash before I came in here actually. I have a card, a banking card. Let's see if it's working. It said before that the service was temporarily unavailable. Scan. Yeah, it's working again. Thank God. Let's see how much this is. Yesterday what I had was something very similar with the Pepsi. It was 82 baht. Let's see how much this is. Scan okay? Okay, better. Okay. Thank you. All right. That's the sound. Very good. So easy. Okay. Thank you. So 82 baht, exactly what it was yesterday. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. I'll go outside and I'll show you the logo again so you'll recognize it. Whoa. Oh. So just going to ask this guy where we are. And Crew Arai Ranahan to me.
อันนี้ไม่ใช่อาหารทะเล
Chuarai Ranahan.
อ๋อเป็นร้านโจ๊กหมูทอง
Okay, and Ki Ranahan. Wig Wang, Tini, Ki Ranahan. How many?
พี่
Ranahan, Ki Ranahan. Hombai Dalit Wig Wang Kilao. Kin Ranahan Tini. But
อ๋อที่
so
นี่
Song Ranahan or Sam Ranahan.
ที่นี่สาขาดินแดง
Ah, okay. But how many? Ki Ranahan. Song, Sam, Si, Ha.
อ๋อ
Oh, 7. Okay, thank you so much indeed. Okay, and the name again, Crew Arai. What's the name?
ร้านโจ๊กหมูทอง
Thank you so much indeed. Okay. So I don't know much of that you got. I'm going to go out and show. It's actually starting to rain now. I was going to go out and show you the sign. I will when it stops raining. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it's only gone and started to rain. So I won't be walking back to my car in this. And this is something I mentioned in yesterday's video about the rainy season. It is, I said it's not in full swing. It is now in full swing. But these guys here said I'm welcome to stay here while it rains, and I'd be glad to do that. Oh my God. So what do you do when you have no money and it's raining in Thailand? Now there's one. Hello. There's a kid looking at me. So if I didn't have my name. So if I didn't have this to do, what would I have to do? And you're probably wondering, why didn't I give the kid money? Because there are kids that are sent out to beg for money by unscrupulous other older people, let's say. You know what I mean? And I just don't like to finance that. If it was a kid on his own, of course, but I know this in Thailand. Children are exploited to do things like that. The last downpour, well, that wasn't the last downpour, but a day and a half ago, we had a downpour that lasted 4 hours. So when you've no money in Thailand and you're walking around in just a short sleeve shirt and with your expensive camera equipment and microphone equipment, you can't really do anything. So I just have to wait it out. So just as a heads up, that rain cloudburst lasted about 15 minutes, and that's kind of typical. But the steam and humidity, I can feel it now already, the humidity has soared. And yeah, this is the thing about walking around Bangkok with no money just to pass the time. It isn't very practical because of the heat. You get absolutely drenched with sweat. People ask me, why don't I wear short trousers? I don't like wearing short trousers that much. I prefer to wear jeans. It makes me feel dressed. It makes me feel more presentable for you. Just on another point in Bangkok, you're being watched. This is an alleyway, and it must be subject to crime. Hang on, let me just see. I don't know what it says in Thai at all, but it's got photographs of people doing various things, and those yellow signs with CCTV in operation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down the alleyway there. There you go. So if you're in Thailand, as you're watching me, somebody's probably watching you, watching me. So I have had my fill, and it was absolutely delicious. It really was. I would recommend that restaurant. He said they've 7 outlets. So there's one in Wigwang, there's one here in Prachasongkran. Is it Prachas? I can't even pronounce it. But anyway, there's one here as well. 36 buses passing by, you can get it to here. The jalopies parked there. I'm beginning to melt with the humidity and the heat. So we'll reconvene. Don't go away. So guys, we reconvened the next day, and I got some things to share with you about having money and not having money. Throughout my life, I've had times where I've had a lot of money and I've had absolutely all money, and most of the time I just had enough to live and live comfortably. But I've always been a grafter. I've never sat on my ass ever. It's not because I'm blowing my own trumpet. It's just because the alternative to me is something I can't bear. I can't sit and do nothing. I have to be doing something. And in Thailand, I don't have a job. So I have to fill in my time doing something. So what do? I garner. I garner every day. I graft every day. And I'll keep doing it until I physically or mentally incapable. And some people would already say that I am already mentally incapable, but mentally incapable of doing it. So I graft and graft to get whatever I can to survive. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be with my wife now, because as she said to me, as I said from the outset, when we met, I thought you had money. She doesn't expect anything from me more than I provide. Well, she does. No, she doesn't. She doesn't expect any more from me more than I provide at this moment. But that's not to say that she doesn't think that she should be getting more from me. You know the phrase, you can't get blood out of a stone. Well, I'm no stone. And I'm going to keep going and keep going because I have to survive. And having no money in Thailand is a pain in the ass, but it motivates me. That single thing motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing here and do what I do elsewhere in order to maintain my sanity. Because without money, you could absolutely lose your mind, and you would absolutely lose your mind in Thailand. The amount of fellas that have squandered what they had when they came, and lots of fellas make reference to this on YouTube. Guys come over with $50,000 or euro, and they're broke within a year or less. That's not me. I'm in my 14th year in Thailand. I have a lot to show for it because I've built this life for myself, and I'm going to continue to maintain it as much as possible, because regardless what she says to me, I have some dignity and self-respect that I can strive to achieve some degree of a reasonable standard of living. There you are. It's a Friday morning. I think it's going to rain, but it doesn't look like it at the moment. But wherever you are, I hope it's not a rainy day. And by the way, saving for a rainy day, that's something I can't afford to do at the moment. I have, as I said, I have an amount put by, and that would afford me security against a rainy day, but it would also mean the end of my time in Thailand, because that money is what we call my visa money. There you are. So that's it. I've said a lot of this, and I mean it. It's from the heart. If you want to help me out, you can, and buy me a coffee. There you go, lads. There's the guys who've helped me out thus far. If you want to do that, you can scan the QR or click the link below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to keep grafting, and I'm going to keep garnering. And I hope you'll keep watching. If you've enjoyed this video, lads, you know what to do. Click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'm going to bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.